air, baby. Folks, what's going on? Forensic golf. Actually, we're making a change, folks. Forensic golf has been morphed into Atlanta Golf and Fitness. You know, I talked about that last year. So you'll be hearing and seeing the tag, the change, and the names and everything to Atlanta Golf and Fitness because it's more comprehensive with what we're actually doing with the academy and how we're actually helping players holistically, everything they do, right? So it's a game changer. So Atlanta Golf and Fitness Club. But what I want to talk to you about today, but before I unpack this, do me a favor, folks. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up or thumbs down. That does not make a difference. What does make a difference are your comments. So what I want to talk about is method type teachers. We're seeing a proliferation of method type teachers when you turn on all the social media platforms. And do I have a problem with method type teachers? Not personally, I don't. But what I do have a problem with is coaches that feel that one size fits all. And a lot of the method type instructors, they feel they can put everybody into that method and that player is supposed to play better. But here's the reality. Method type instruction may help 33% of the people to step on your lesson tee. And a lot of good coaches think it's only 20, 23, 24%, right? And the reason why is because it's things I talk about in my own instruction, right? One of the biggest reasons why, because there's several ways to swing the club, right? Based on your balance point, and I've done videos on that before, right? We can look at different players, how they grip the club, where they trail arm gets straight in the club, where the player releases the club, how the player balances, right? Think about a player like Patrick Reed, Phil Mickelson. Back in the day, they would say these players came out of posture, right? They're not coming out of posture. They're using more vertical forces, right? Think about a player like Spieth or Dustin Johnson, who's using a lot of rotational and a lot of linear motion, right? Think about a player like Tommy Fleetwood, right? Tommy Fleetwood is using vertical, rotational, and linear motion, okay? So if you tried to put one of those players into another one, you know what? It would totally mess them up. If you told Phil Mickelson that he had to get his hip wide open, what we're seeing a lot on in golf instruction right now, you told Phil Mickelson he had to get that hip further open, Phil Mickelson wouldn't have 50 wins and 6 majors, right? You know, think about that. If you told Dustin Johnson you need him to be more vertical, Dustin Johnson would have never been the player that he would have been, right? Because Dustin Johnson gets his power from rotation and linear. So the problem I have with method type instruction is it really only fits 33% of the people that walk on your lesson tee. If you go back and you watch my videos with the premium setup, right? What do I always say? It's 100% customizable, right? You know, some players will move more. Some players will have 60% of the pressure on their target side. Some will have 51, 55%, right? Some players will close their shoulders off a lot. Some players will not close their shoulders off, right? It's 100% customizable to the player that's on the lesson tee. So that's my problem with method instruction. Method type instruction actually is very limited if the coach doesn't have vision. The coach has to have vision to understand who they're dealing with on the lesson tee at that time. One thing I like saying is that everybody that steps on my lesson tee is a blank canvas. And whatever we work on that day, that's going to be the brush strokes we make. And when they walk away, they're going to have their own portrait of what they're doing and what we're working on, right? So that's my problem with method type instruction. Again, it only helps a very limited amount of people that walk on your lesson tee. So just say if you had 10 people on lessons today. Out of those 10 people, 2 of them may benefit from your method type instruction. The other 8 are going to walk away frustrated and not knowing what the heck happened to them that day. So as a coach, we have a higher responsibility, right? Our responsibility is to focus on the client and not on ourselves. Another problem in the industry, right? That a lot of coaches are teaching clients what they're working on themselves, which is a daggone malpractice. That's teaching malpractice. We need to be teaching clients what they need to do to improve their soul turf interaction, where they hitting the ball on the club face, and is the club face open or closed and impact. Once we get those 3 keys working really nice, then we can start working on what I call some black belt level things, right? So hey, chew on that. Next time you choose a coach, make sure you're choosing a coach that's going to work with you, not try to force you into a cookie cutter mold. Another beautiful thing about a coach who has vision, that coach will match you up, and you may only have to change one thing to match up your swing where you're playing well. Whereas a method coach, you might have to change the grip, your stance, how you take the club away, everything. Let me tell you, I've been doing this a long time. It's hard enough trying to get a client to change 1 or 2 things over a 6 to 9 month period, let alone telling this client they got to change 5 or 6 things. So just be very, very careful of what we're seeing out there, okay? All right, put this Mizuno MS-11 up in the air, baby. Ooh, that's a good ball. Keep grinding. Remember, the journey does require work. Peace. Up in the air, baby.